Alright, so we're on the draw, and opponent played Shivan Reef. So I think we want to sack Evolving Wilds to get a blue. Oh, we're going to play Oath next turn, so we're going to just lead with this. Next turn we could sack Wilds to get an island after we Oath. Not really sure what the opponent's up to here yet. Clash. Sweet. Sphinx's Tutelage. Alright, so now we can Oath and have Clash open. If you draw a card, opponent puts 2 cards, library into the graveyard. If they're both non-land cards that share color, repeat this process. Well, we're definitely boarding in those Dromoka's commands. Question is, do we Evolving Wilds? Do we Oath? I think we'd probably just Evolving Wilds. Leave up Clash. Reflector Mage, Prairie Stream. Tap out for that. That will not resolve. X equals 1. Correcto. This game comes down to a clash of wills. Guess we'll sack the Wilds and get a Plains. Opponent's deep in the tank over this clash for 1. Ooh, hello. Don't mind if I do. See, so we hit Gideon and Queller, so then that triggered again, and it hit Tracker and Fortified Village. So we have 41 cards in our library. We could side up above 60 cards, since the opponent's a mill deck, if we choose to do so. Okay. Got Prairie Stream, Coast, Forest, Advocate. Oh, and Snare Gideon. Okay, it's now down to 35. Kozilek's Return was the card discarded. That's good to know. Nahiri's Wrath. Wow. Discarded Disperse and Unsubstantiate. It's a 4 damage to Gideon and the token. 0 cards left in hand. Play Oath. Ooh, Den Protector, that one looks spicy. If you get Tracker, then you play land Advocate, sack the Clue. It's one line we could take. Or we could get Den Protector, so that we could play Advocate this turn. Next turn we could play Den Protector, get back whatever we want. Presumably a Gideon, which also seems reasonable. I think I like the Tracker line better, though. could be wrong, because like I could have just played Sylvan Advocate this turn, the next turn Den Protector, flip it, and then we could go, I'm not sure. I think this is a reasonably safe line here. Queller, okay. So the opponent has a 1/4 that they can make into a 4/1. If they activate it, we could just snare it and play the Advocate. Down to 30 cards in our library. This takes 6 mana to activate, so killing the land is pretty relevant. Unsubstantiate, bounce it. So just Queller that? I think I just Queller that and play Advocate. So the next turn, we have the play of Sack Clue, Snare your Fumarole. And the opponent drew a land. So they might be on the activate Sphinx's Tutelage plan. Or they, yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 potentially, so we still can't lethal the opponent here. We can definitely do some damage though. They are on the activate Fumarole plan. So we are on the Stasis Snare plan. Then I guess we sack a Clue. Just get the extra damage in and keep this guy out of Kozilek's return range. And then we pass, opponent's at 3. I guess if they cast, I don't know what they could do. We're down to 24 cards in our library. It's just game. Okay, so we bring in Dromoka's Command. We could bring in Negate. Probably don't want Ojutai's Command. Dragonlord Ojutai could be okay. Tragic Arrogance. They probably just have Sphinx's Tutelage as the only enchantment. If we see more enchantments, we could bring it in. Den Protector seems good if they're milling us. Disperse. It could counter the Unsubstantiate. What else could it counter? It could counter a counter spell. So these might be reasonable too. Gideon seems good even on the draw. Reflector Mage, not so much. If they bring in creatures, we could bring them back in. Stasis Snare can stop a Fumarole, that's about it. So those aren't super good. So I think this matchup is mostly going to be about resolving spells. And that's not an easy task against our deck. This is what we have to stop those spells. So we have, this gets, man, Dromoka's Command is just so good in this matchup. It can prevent damage from a Nahiri's Wrath, or it could kill a Sphinx's Revelation, or a Sphinx's Tutelage. It can do a lot of work. Ojutai's Command could, I guess, get an Advocate back from the graveyard, and if he's milling us, there's a good chance we're going to have one in the graveyard. So we can just be like 4 mana Advocate, draw a card, pretty reasonable card. What do we want? Opponent could bring in creatures, in which case Stasis Snare or Ojutai's Command is pretty good. Stasis Snare does stop a Fumarole. I think I'll be sideboarding again before game 3. If we go to a game 3, So I'm not really sure what the opponent's sideboard plan is going to be, but we have a lot of tools no matter what it is. I would really like to just have more lands, because I just feel like we just want to go play land, go, not do anything. So here we could leave up Clash for a potential turn 3 Sphinx's Tutelage. We can do that. So if we play the Prairie Stream first, we cannot do that. Because then we have to play the coast, and we have a village stranded in our hand. If we play village first, revealing Prairie Stream, cast Oath, next turn we could play coast, counter off Clash, and then we still have Prairie Stream in hand. That is also not ideal. So this hand is a little awkward for sure. I like the artwork on this guy. I definitely think we keep this. Okay, Evolving Wilds can get us an island, and that will solve some of our problems. Well, we still would not have, yeah, we would have double played eventually. Do we want to play that after the tracker, though? Yeah, we're going to lead with this guy. It's Cassio. I mean, we want lands with this hand. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Well, Gideon's coming. Oh, sweet. Gate. Well, we are ready against this deck that was mono spells last game. Could have brought in like Goblin Dark Dwellers or something, which we have Stasis Snare for that. Okay. No turn 3 tutelage. Guess we play the Prairie Stream first. And then the opponent could be thinking, aha, play no tap land, get around that Clash of Wills. Guess what we got? And they could just dispel it, I guess. It's fine though. We beat a tutelage last game. We can do it again. Nope, just resolves. So we can leave up mana, Clash for 2. So if they have another tutelage, or we could just go ahead and play the tracker. So we have to tap out eventually. And at this point, I feel like we're going to go tracker into Gideon and have just tons of clues. So, I mean, I guess we could get Nahiri's Raft into Oblivion. I think this is the time we go for it here. If they have the second tutelage, then it's just going to resolve. Second main. I guess we sack it now. We can sack it in the end step. And then it opens this Kozilek's return. We switch to it now. Alright, so we got white, white, blue, blue, green, green. Pretty reasonable shape. We have an oath, so we really need all this extra white. Might need extra blue. Okay, that's not what I was expecting to happen. Just stone did nothing. Just attack, see what the opponent does. Then now at this point, we have double counterspell in hand. Okay, so unsubstantiate. Because we start by sacking the wilds. Now's a good time to do that. So we can get that fourth clue. This will get white. Now we could negate and play Sylvan Advocate. I think we just let it resolve and play Gideon. You know what? Actually, instead of playing Gideon, I think I like just sacking 2 clues, like just holding up counterspell mana. Like now that we have 4 clues on the battlefield, like before our plan was to play Tracker just so we could start applying pressure and getting clues. But now that we have all these clues, we have multiple counters in hand, the opponent just didn't do anything on their last turn. I think that changes things enough to where we don't need to just like try to resolve a threat there. Because if our Gideon just gets like clashed for 1 or negated there, I think we'd rather just play this long game and be like, all right, well, you're not doing anything sweet. I'll just sack clues, draw cards, make all my land drops. We have 8 cards in hand, untap, draw. We have 9th card in hand. 2, 4, 5. So we could play Tracker, then a land, or we could play Sylvan Advocate, and a land. I don't think we need more clues yet. Just go land. Sylvan Advocate is a 4, 5. And then I guess I'll pass. So we have 7 cards in hand. We could potentially sack 2 clues. Still no rush to do anything. Bounce our guy. That would make us discard. I guess that's fine. Discard one of these stasis snares. They have Boomerang that could play another creature. Sack 1 clue. I think I'll not sack the other one yet. I want to play this Tracker first. Clash for 4. That's fine. This guy is expendable. Very expendable. I think our plan is to just like slowly beat down with Sylvan Advocate. Sit behind some counter spells. Dark Dwellers? Nope. Plan B. Bedlam Reveler. When it enters the battlefield, discard your hand and draw 3 cards. So you got 4 cards in hand, discarding his hand, drawing 3. Do we want that to happen? Probably not. We'll just counter that. So the opponent's got 3 in his graveyard. 6, 7, 8, 3, 5. Yeah, that's right. Clash for 1. Get another one. I think here we play pretty conservatively. Just play another Sylvan Advocate. Sit behind this wall of counter spells. Let's see what's the opponent got this turn. It's an additional cost, discard X cards, discarded Nahiri's Wrath, and an unsubstantiate. So it's dealing 5 damage to each of these creatures. I can clash for 3, but then if it gets countered, I can't negate. I could negate it, and if it gets countered, I could clash that. So I guess I'll negate that. By discarding the Nahiri's Wrath, this felt like a last-ditch effort kind of thing. I kind of like that combo Bedlam Reveler with Wrath. So you just discard that, and it's like 8 damage by itself. Unfortunately, I think we have the counter magic and just the right kinds of threats to make this matchup a little difficult for the opponent. And we only have 2 Dramoka's commands in our 75, but I think just like adding more of those would just make the matchup even better, I guess. So let's see, return target permanent to my hand. Do I care enough to clash that? I think I don't. I think I just let that resolve. Because next turn we can just replay the Advocate, attack for 4 down to 10, and we still have a 2-turn clock. So opponent's end step, we'll sack a clue. Hey, look at that, Dramoka's command. So now we could play Tracker, that's a little more enticing. Now we have Wilds. Definitely this, though. So now this is representing lethal on board. He's got 2 cards in hand. Discarding to play Tormenting Voice. He cannot counter it because we don't have mana. If we played Advocate instead, we could have. So that's going to resolve. See if the opponent draws something that could help them. Probably dead no matter what. Sphinx's Tutelage. I guess that resolves. You're dead on board. Have the Dramoka's command, have the counter, have lethal next turn. This feels like a bad matchup for the opponent. I guess you're not dead on board. You have to emblem this. Or I could make you sack an enchantment and put a +1 counter on my guy. Whichever. Good game.